I want to say I recall at least one game where there were... Oh. What about the Proxy Factory game? Was that a TVZ?
No, that was a Protoss.
No, that was a Protoss, wasn't it? Yes, this could be the first TVZ we've cast today, man.
Isn't that brilliant?
And it's the quarterfinals as well. This is actually huge for all involved. Very, very exciting to be casting this game. Let your friends know we are at twitch.tv/GameSocial, nearing the pointy end here of the WCS EU qualifier. And spawning over here to the top right-hand corner of Whirlwind, representing Millennium, we have Dayshi. And his opponent, spawning in the bottom right position as the blue Zerg player, an incredibly strong Chinese player. What can he do here on the EU server? So far, he's been bossing up the entire bracket. Can he continue against this Terran opponent? Representing Invictus Gaming, we have Xigua.
So we just got out of a best of 3, actually game 3 of 3 of Xigua, where he won it, getting himself this place here, and, well, hopefully he can keep on going. Dayshi, very, very well known, great player for Millennium, and against Zerg, there's kind of two main ways of thinking. Either going for the much more standard 1 Rax expansion, and probably not on this map, but you can go for Reapers early on as well. The reason I wouldn't do it on this map is because it's a 4-player spawn map, and I think for Reapers to be beneficial, you have to get there early, also have quite a nice amount of cliff to utilize, and I just don't really feel it on this map, to be honest.
That's actually a pretty big point you mentioned there. At the end of the day, Reapers, of course, are beneficial when you have cliffs to jump up and down. And if we take a quick look at Xigua's base on a Whirlwind, and we check out the northern part of his base, notice that this isn't actually a cliff, but we have a gap that Reapers cannot get past. That potentially means it could be good for drops, because by ground, it takes a long time to get from that northern position into the main, but Reapers become a lot less effective because you only have this much cliff to play with, which means if Xigua defends the portion, the choke of his base, sort of at the ramp it is natural, he should be able to stop those Reapers coming in with a couple of units later on. So I completely agree with your assessment there, Mattles.
We also have the command center coming down, so Dayshi apparently agrees with both mine and your assessment of this map, Jorisar, and will be going for just a simple 1 Rax command center opening. Meanwhile, Xigua went for a hatch first into a pool, get the gas up nice and early indeed too, so that just means that straight away 2 queens get started out nice and quickly, pulling the drones off gas as soon as he hits 100 to start zergling speed. Very, very nice play here, and once he identifies with that Overlord flying into the natural base that his opponent has got the command center down, he 1 is likely to lose this Overlord now, which is not what you want early game, and 2 knows that he needs to secure a relatively quick 3rd base. And the Overlord is going to go down, and it gets sniped off. That's not so fun.
That is such a frustrating position for a Zerg to be in early game. You do not want a scouting Overlord to get lost, and that supply blocks him for a while as well. So he is going to be a little bit blinder to potentially the timings for tech and so forth. Oh, losing a Zerg and losing the second one as well. This is just not great news from Xigua, and I think at this point, this is kind of the place where you want to say, right, I need to scout to make sure he's not doing any sort of all-in, and as long as he's not doing that, I need to try and maybe risk something here, like potentially grab a 3rd or really drone up when you would otherwise have more lings or something like that. So far, he's making more lings, I think mainly defensive, because with the number of Marines out at the moment... Oh my god.
Wait, no, that's not
defensive. Nope.
That's definitely not defensive.
Oh,
80
dear.
could be like, oh, maybe he's being aggressive. 18... going up to like 28 in total, that's I want to kill you, or at least stop your natural.
Is there? There's no bailing nest or anything though. This is just going to be a speedling all in, and well, a bunker's already up with 4 Marines inside it in a decent location here. Do you think this can work? I think if you get the factory swapped onto the barracks as soon as the first 2 Hellions come out, this is over.
Well, here we go. We've got the Lings running straight in. The SCV's desperately trying to get to repair that bunker, but so many SCVs are going to go down here. The bunker gets completely surrounded now. With no SCVs repairing, will die incredibly quickly. Xigua doing a good amount of damage. The Marines get taken out. The Natural will be forced to lift, and already we see that 6 SCVs have been killed. The Mule is also going down. So, yeah, this is not a devastating blow, but it certainly did some decent damage, and that's what Xigua really wanted to do, was force that Natural back while he takes his own 3rd base and gets economically ahead.
Now, this is actually the way... I mean, I didn't actually think that could go as well as it did. And the reason for that is because of how unbelievably hard Xigua droned behind that. As soon as that engagement started, if you looked at the production tab, it was nothing but drones. And that's pretty significant right now because he has a massive drone advantage, 40 to 30. But I also want everyone to note that Xigua's supply advantage right now is mainly in Lings. And we have got reacted Hellions coming out. A potential counterattack here from Dayshi won't kill him necessarily, but can end up doing a lot of damage. He can pick apart all the Lings if Xigua attempts to defend it, and maybe also get a couple of drones, and if possible, a queen as well. So this isn't a situation where Xigua is simply far ahead or anything like that. I think Dayshi might be open for a bit more aggression of his own here.
What I really like from Dayshi as well is that he's got that third orbital command out, and what that means is that ultimately he can pump a lot of SCVs, replace the ones that are lost. Also, he's got that third mule, but Xigua really playing incredibly aggressive. So many Zerglings already out on the field, 35, 12 more on the way. The Baneling nest just finished, and now he's just going for an absolutely tremendous Baneling bust. This is precisely the sort of play which Dayshi wouldn't really be wanting when he hasn't got that much of an army out on the field.
Yeah, and 5 Hellions. Oh, they're going to walk straight into these Lings, and this is what I'm talking about. You see that supply advantage we were talking about earlier? That's going to get whittled down very quickly. A lot of Banelings coming out here trying to zone out. Oh my goodness, if he zones out those Hellions entirely, that's going to be absolutely amazing. And he's moving in towards the natural now. The Hellions need to come in from the back, but he needs to go in and target the Banelings. He hasn't done that. He's been, oh god, Dayshi hasn't been microing the Hellions, and that might make all of the difference here. If he went in first hand just to get a shot or two off on those Banelings, he could have killed almost all of them in the first couple of seconds of this engagement. And as it stands, he wasn't able to do that, and the Banelings have done catastrophic levels of damage. So the initial pressure from Xigua would have been an all-in if he continued making those Zerglings. Instead, just did a decent amount of damage. The follow-up should not have done this amount of damage, especially since Dayshi saw it with a bunch of Hellions. Now, though, I think Xigua's in a commanding position.
So, more Banelings waddling their way up, and of course Banelings only waddle. They are on their way. The Marines need to be careful not to get surrounded. The Widowmine nearly off cooldown. That could help quite tremendously, but not against this many Banelings, unfortunately. The detonation is going to get off. So many Banelings went down to that single Widowmine. Absolutely brilliant, but now both supply depots are down. Things are looking very dire for the Terran player.
He's actually up to 45 workers versus 42, it has to be said. This is non-stop aggression coming out from Xigua right now. Not too much else. The army supply, though, is 35 to 18 in favor of Xigua, and that's really the problem because we have SCVs fighting against Zerglings. Not a position you want to be in, and more Lings are streaming in. Oh my god! The number of Banelings at the natural. The number of Banelings at the natural is hurting my head. Great Widowmine shot on a lot of those Lings, but is it going to be enough? Look at how many Banelings are coming in. There's no Widowmine to take them apart this time, Maddles, and I think... Oh, brace yourselves for an explosion, mate.
All they want is cuddles, those Banelings, but they're deadly, deadly cuddles indeed. And that is where we see the Zerglings start streaming in. More units in production. This is just constantly being forced back. A supply block for Dayshi, losing those 2 supply depots, forcing the wall off. The starport is going to burn down. There's no SCVs to repair it until one just jumps in right in the nick of time. But wave... I've lost count of how many waves of aggression this is, but another one is for Xigua.
There's a whole lot of green popping out here from Xigua, and he smells blood. The third hatchery does not have any drones mining from him. He's using those larvae purely for army right now. And Dayshi trying to make 2 more supply depots, but he's supply blocked to high heaven and back, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be a massive problem. This Widowmine is on cooldown. He sees so many juicy Banelings, and he's not able to attack them. Now he can. It's a Commander Widowmine. Does he get the... Holy crap, that explosion.
That was a lot of dead Zerglings. The physics engine in HOT nearly broke. That was so awesome. But what we do have, though, is Dayshi somehow still holding on. This is like...
That would have been game-ending if that Widowmine didn't go off. For anyone wondering, that's Commander Widowmine with 43 kills. I'm going to say that again. 43 kills and counting on that Widowmine right now. Xigua relentless with his aggression here. And Dayshi now... thanks in no small part to that Widowmine, looking like he might be able to stabilize here. The worker supply is 43 to 44, believe it or not, in favor of our Zerg player right now. And Dayshi, for the first time this game, feeling confident enough to move out on the map, but not if he micros his Hellions like that. Oh dear, losing both very quickly indeed. And once again... Oh, Widowmine!
Good detonation.
Dude, that's ridiculous. Oh, that's not the 43 Widow Mine. So
No,
that's 16 kills. That's Captain Widow Mine.
Captain and Commander Widowmine, certainly very good units, and Xigua has been pumping out a couple more drones behind this, up to 60. Could do with another big drone wave. Finally getting +1 melee attack. 1-1 already complete though for Dayshi, and Dayshi, credit where credit's due, has held like an absolute boss. I think I could be dangling over a massive crevasse and I couldn't hold on as well as Dayshi has this game.
That Widow Mine, man. That Widow Mine has killed so many units in such a short period of time, it could have its own Quentin Tarantino movie. Think about it. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And done so unbelievably well. Over 60 kills on these Widow Mines combined. Really saving him there. And it looks like Xigua is going to miss this. Oh, he's going to miss this drop. No, he's popping in now. And the Banelings get a decent connection, but most of the Marines do get picked up, and he's going to drop them back away from danger. So not too much damage done from Xigua at the moment. Dayshi, for what seems like the first time in an eternity, taking a supply lead right now, 92 to 90 momentarily before Xigua just popped up to 101. And that third orbital command coming in so useful, but Dayshi needs to take that base soon.
Now, Xigua has had a lair for a while, but only getting out Baneling speed. Wants to use Ling Bling to the max. Who cares about mutas? I just want the green goo everywhere. That is what Xigua has decided to do this game, and it's so far not really phasing Daisy. He's held so incredibly well, it's insane. More Widow Mines on the way out. This third base could be a target. Double drops potentially coming down as well. This is absolutely an insane game. A brilliant start to this best of 3.
The problem is I don't think Dayshi can actually afford to send 2 medevacs worth of units to attack the third right now because of the potential Baneling aggression coming in. And it has to be said that we're sticking with Widow Mines, so there are no siege tanks in this army composition, which would go great against...
Oh, we've got a big push coming into the natural. A lot of Lings on their way through. The bunker fills up. The Widow Mines, can they burrow in time? Yes, they will, and this is how you defend Zerglings.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too much of a problem now. The bunker is going to get repaired. That push, I have to say, was the weakest of the game I've seen so far. Not too much in the way of damage done, and a lot of SCVs moving towards the third base, where the orbital command finally does go down. And, oh, wow, and we do have a drop against the third, but once again, not able to commit enough units to take apart that hatchery there, as Dayshi moving towards a natural expansion.
Now, Dayshi has taken that third. It's up and running quite nicely. Could look to take the gas in the near future, cooling down them mules. Upgrade-wise, 1+2 infantry armor is about 3/4 done. So it's +3 infantry weapons. Compare that to 1-0 upgrades for Xigua. That is where upgrades really become a problem, if they've got that much of a disadvantage. So this could be really difficult for the Zerg player. Now, supplies are exactly equal. The worker count, exactly equal. That means the army supply is what, Jorasar? Exactly equal. This game, really close, but the upgrade advantage, I think, will be the deciding factor.
I think you might very well be right here. The upgrades looking pretty good indeed. 2-1, and still just the 1-0. It's also going to come down to micro if these Banelings are actually able to get good connects off. Are we going to see some good splitting? We do against the Banelings, but are there too many Zerglings left over? No, because there are reinforcements coming in from Dayshi, and I can't believe what I'm seeing here. It looks like we have a fight back as Xigua goes below 100 supply. Dayshi loading up a drop. And after sustaining what can only be described as a monumental amount of early game pressure, Dayshi looking like he's confident enough to come back in this game now.
Another drop is on its way through. One coming towards the main, one coming towards the fourth. May miss the fourth and go straight to the third, but this is all while Dayshi is walking through the middle of the map. The mine count currently at 4. I really hope Commander Mine is still alive, because he definitely deserves a pay rise. He did so much in this early game.
Pay rise? The guy deserves retirement and a bloody pension, man. Holy crap, he's done so much work. And it looks like a couple of Lings going to be popping into the third base location now, but the third and the main being targeted units pretty much everywhere at once right now from Dayshi, trying to harass Xigua as much as possible. 3 Marines in the third. It looks like the main is going to get cleaned up, but look at the natural expansion. A couple of... Ooh, are the mutas going to be enough? No, they're not actually. These Marines, thanks to so much medevac support, are actually outdoing the mutas. GG! And Dayshi wins game number 1.